Hello everyone. Today we're making Nacatamales Nica style. These tamales come from a country in Central America called Nicaragua. They're a great dish here. Most Latin people will just love you for this if you learn how to make this dish. So I'm going to start by showing you what ingredients you need. You're going to need achote, which you can buy from most Mexican supermarkets. Achote has a nice red color to it, and don't be afraid to use a lot of achote in the meat. It will give it a real good color and flavor. Some of the other things you're going to need, of course, you're going to need salt, and you're going to need vinegar, and also you're going to need about half an onion or a little bit more if you want, and just chop it all up in little pieces and put onions and garlic in there. And then you're going to see here I'm just mixing up the achote and the vinegar, and you'll pour this over the meat, and you're going to mix it up real well, and don't be afraid, like I said, to add a good amount of achote. And here I'm going to add a little bit extra vinegar because I was a little light on the marinade. So once you have this all mixed together, you're just going to cover it up and put it in your refrigerator overnight, and you'll do the second part of it the following day. And I'll show you how that is. You're going to make the masa, and then I'll show you the assembly of the nacatamales so you can prepare them to cook. Very delicious dish. Alright, now for the masa prep. You can buy this at most Hispanic stores. Once again, I'm going to use 4 cups of masa. Here I'm showing you the veggies I'm going to use: the mint, bell pepper, tomatoes, onion, and garlic. I'm going to take these over to the juicer and juice them up. Now if you don't have a juicer, you can use a blender with a little bit of water. I would say like probably half a cup of water, and you can put them in the blender, and then you can run the mixture through a strainer and put it right on the masa, so that way you can get it done. You're going to need about 2 to 3 cups of vegetable juice out of the juicer. So hopefully you'll have enough. This works about perfect for me. I'm going to add the final tomato, and it gave me about 3 cups. Now here I'm showing you the naranja agria, or bitter orange. If you don't have this product, you can substitute with a 1-to-1 ratio of 1 orange and 1 lime. and you can achieve the same thing. This here is also available from Hispanic stores. I'm going to add the achote. I like to mix it up first because it's in paste form, so it's much easier if you mix it first, and just let it sit there for a while, and then you can it'll break up a lot easier. Now here I'm showing you that you can use either vegetable broth or chicken broth. And I also have my achote already dissolved. I'm going to go ahead and pour it into the masa. And I have the masa over here on the blender that I'm going to use. And then pretty much just pour in all your stuff. I'm going to pour in the vegetable juice that I got, and I'm going to follow that up with the vegetable broth. The consistency you're looking for is like a mashed potato type consistency. That's how much broth you add till you'll achieve that. Then add salt, and salt is to taste. As you're making this mixture, go ahead and taste it every once in a while to make sure it does have enough salt in it. Now I'm done mixing it, and you'll see the colors like a salmon or a pinkish color. Even a little bit on the red side is fine. Now I'm going to go ahead and put it on the pot where I'm going to cook it. And I'm going to cook this under like a medium-high heat, and then I'm going to add the grease to it. The original recipe calls for pig fat or bacon grease. So if you can save up like all your bacon fat and stuff like that, it comes out the best. But in this case, I'm going to use vegetable shortening because I don't have any pig fat, and it's a good substitute. So I'm using the Crisco brand here. And you're going to need about a cup, I would say a cup to a cup and a half of this. You can also use lard. It works well too. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in, I have it in a little beaker there, and I'm just going to go ahead and microwave it and melt it so it's easier to work with as I'm cooking the masa. And don't let the masa stand as you're cooking it because it'll stick to the bottom really quickly. So keep stirring it as much as you can, and then just slowly add in the lard or whatever you're using. Now here you see I'm finished cooking it up, and it's a real thick consistency. You want it like oatmeal, but a little heavier. And That should be it as far as cooking the masa is concerned. Then let it cool off. You are going to need banana leaves. You can purchase these also at a Hispanic store. They're called hojas de plátano. You want to cut these, you're going to need like 10 sheets of, I'm going to say probably 10 by 10s or even 8 by 8 sheets. You just want enough to put the masa in the center of it, so it doesn't have to be exact. You want to cut off also the hard edges on the banana leaves, which I'll show you right here. Yeah, cut those off and you should be good to go. This is about what it should look like, or a little smaller. You can get away with that too. You're also going to need parchment paper. Ideal size, I think, is probably around 12 by 12. I saw on Amazon you can buy baking sheets, 12 by 16. You can order those. That'd be a good idea. And you can also, what I saw is order the banana leaves from Amazon, but I haven't done it yet. But I ordered some just to see what it's going to look like. And you're going to need cooking twine or kitchen twine. You can buy this at just about any grocery store. You're going to need 1 pack. And we're pretty much ready for the assembly. Of course, go get the meat that you had marinating overnight. And you're going to take a look at how this one came out. I added extra achote to this one. You can see it's nice and red, ready to rock and roll. And here's the setup. As you see, I have everything in bowls ready to go. These are the onions right here. Everything should be right next to you so it's easy to work with. There's the meat. Ready to start wrapping them up. You'll start off by placing the parchment paper diagonally, and then you're going to get your banana leaf and you're going to place it in the center. And you're going to use about 1.5 spoons of masa for each nacatamale. And I always start by putting in the center of it, I'll start with the rice. Just drain the water out. I'll use like a tablespoon, and then you just drain the water out and go ahead and add all your other ingredients. You'll use like you can use 1 tomato or 2 sometimes, or you can variate 1 potato, 2 potato slices, and then add 1 of each of everything else. You could put 1 or 2 olives, it depends on your taste. And I usually just put 1 or 2 capers in there also. It's usually a good idea to put the mint first. I ended up putting the meat, but that's okay. As far as the meat's concerned, at least 2 good pieces. 3 is the best, because the meat will tend to shrink as it cooks. So that's why it looks like there's actually a lot of meat, but once you cook it, it'll get smaller. Now for the wrapping, I just grab it by the corners like this, and I kind of lift it up a little bit, and then you just start folding it over or rolling it, whatever you want to do. I usually just fold it over like this, and when you get to the very bottom of it, just grab the end right where the masa ends You'll feel it when you grab it by your hand. It just fold it over like that, and then pack it down in there, and do the same with the other end. And then you just place it down. You can kind of form it with your hands there a little bit. Put a little pressure on it. Now you can go get your twine and start tying it up. I used about I'm going to say a good 2 arms length of twine, and you're just going to tie simple knots here. You're just going to overhand here, just one single knot, and then I'll tighten it, and then you go to the end of it and flip it around, and you just keep doing the same thing. I like to tie it on both ends. Simple knot, almost like tying a shoelace, and then you're just going to go the other way. So you're going to be double tying it. The tighter the better, because you're going to be boiling this in water, and if you get too much water in there, it'll make the masa a little on the soggy side. And then on the final end of it here, you just tie a real simple knot again, except this time you double it up so it won't come loose on you. And that's it. And you just cut the extra twine off, and there you go, one tamale. Once you have them all done, go ahead and put them in the pot, fill it with water. This is a 16-quart pot that I'm using. It's a tamale pot. And I initially started on high and bring it to a boil. And you want to boil this at a medium heat, basically a steady boil like you see here. And then you just go ahead and cover it and cook it for 4 hours. And this is what it looks like after 4 hours right here. And you're pretty much done. After this, you can let it cool. You can eat them right away, or what I like to do is I like to wrap them up in foil and freeze them so you can save them for later. Good luck and enjoy.